everybody. Yeah, my hair looks crazy. Like, this is limited sleep. But I'm here. I put some concealer under my eyes and I got on in here. Good morning, friend. Good morning. Hey, y'all. Happy Tuesday. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's Tuesday, August 26th. Good morning. How are you today? Good morning. Hey, Drea. Good morning. Y'all, there's a new episode of Friend Fusion coming out today. And I'm just here to be the hope dealer that I am. So I had to come and tell you about it. I'm having a conversation this morning on Friend Fusion with the one and only Jessica Harris Dupart, which so many of you know affectionately as Judy. Listen, this conversation is so fruitful. I have the pleasure and the opportunity and the privilege to unpack her entire entrepreneur journey. And I know a lot of us as black girls, we know all about Kaleidoscope. If you don't know about Kaleidoscope hair products, in this conversation this morning, well, I'll say myself and Judy, we talk about all of the layers and all of the things that has led Judy over an 11-year span career where she has been very, very successful. But what I love about this conversation is she does not just talk about the success. She's also talking about the things she's learned along the way, the losses that helped her to ultimately become a winner. And when I tell you guys, you need to be in on this conversation, friend. You need to, especially if you have entrepreneur goals. You feel like maybe you're in a season where you're like, I want to keep my job. I don't know if I should keep my job. How do I need to navigate this space? What do I need to get in order to be able to be a successful entrepreneur? All the things. I really do genuinely feel like once you come and get this conversation this morning on Patreon, you will have the tools to take you a little bit further. I am convinced that I am assigned to be a friend. And with that being said, you ain't got to be my friend. I'm going to be yours. And that's why I brought Judy to Friend Fusion, because I knew that her story, her journey would be one that would be impactful for so many of us. And even if, you're not, hey, Takesha Nash, even if you're not like a hairstylist person or whatever, right? You have these dreams and visions and you need help, sometimes a little motivation to execute the things. And I think that's even powerful, like still showing up. Like this, I'm sitting in front of y'all with 3 hours of sleep because I'm still gonna show up. And it's people like Judy who have really inspired me to like go hard, to follow through, to do the things. And so here I am, right? I'll get some rest later, don't get me wrong, because I am gonna rest. Don't get me wrong. But there's a new episode of Friend Fusion, and I had to come tell you guys about it. And I don't know where you are right now in this season of your life, but you just got to push through. I think so many times we overthink the things instead of just starting. That's for somebody this morning. I think a lot of times we overthink the things instead of just starting, instead of just executing. We think we got to have everything perfect. And even in this conversation, Judy talks about when she started the Kaleidoscope brand, she went into a studio because God told her to, right? And she said she only had the first month. I don't know if she even had the first month rent. That's a whole nother thing. I don't even know if she had the first month rent, but it was 15 stations, but it was just hers, right? And she went in there with one station and she worked her way up. And it was one of the best things that could have happened for her. It didn't make sense to her at the time, but because she was obedient, she's watched God do amazing things for her. Let's just talk about the Kaleidoscope Miracle Drops. She only sold 3. Y'all got to come watch this episode. She only sold 3 the first month she released it. To this point, I don't want to get it wrong, but she sold like millions. I don't want to say the wrong number. She sold millions. The first month she sold 3. And a lot of us, we're looking at the outcome of the thing that we did. Thank you for the gift, friend. I appreciate that so much. Thank you. Good morning to you. Thank you. But a lot of us, we're looking at the outcome of the first time that we did something, right? And the response that we got. And we're like, maybe this is not good for me. Maybe this is not something I should do. Maybe I shouldn't be a content creator because I only got 10 views. Maybe I should not execute this because, my closest family and friends did support it. They didn't show up or like, thank you, friend. Hey, Marcus, didn't show up or like whatever, right? So now you feeling like, Maybe this isn't for me. I want you to know that just because you're being challenged right now does not mean that this is not for you. I'll share this with y'all. God has been extremely good to me. Like I'm sitting at my dining table right now, and this is where we started for infusion. Yet the Lord has been able. Yes, yet the Lord. I know He's able, but yet the Lord has allowed me, with the ability that He's given me, to have guests like Judy, to have guests like Tabitha Brown, to have guests like KJ Smith Black. I could just go on and on and on and on and on, right? These impactful people, right, that the Lord has continuously blessed. And I believe, like, before I know it, y'all, I'm gonna be sitting here talking about, I want y'all to go watch this episode with Michelle Obama. That is my next dream, and I believe it's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of times we think so small about the things that God wants to do, because even if you had told me I will open this season of Friend Fusion with Tabitha Brown, I would have been like, bro, please. Like, but it's just something in starting. It is something in executing. It is something in just, you know what, I'm going to make the call. You know what, I'm going to go knock on the door. You know what, I'm going to have a conversation. You know what, I'm serious. And sometimes I posted this last week. I think my life really started to change in 2020 when I decided I'm no longer going to do life with these people. I'm not here to be an advocate for you to cut folks off. I just want you to hear me out, okay? I'm not, because I'm totally against cancel culture and I want relationships to work. But let me explain this to you. I had entered into a season of my life where I felt drained when I talked to certain people, not because they were bad people, but they weren't good friends for me. They weren't good conversations for me. Some of the people closest to me, related to me, I had to limit my conversations with them. Why? Because when I would discuss things, some of the things I'm doing now and some of the things I wanted to do, I feel like my camera blurred. Oh, y'all. I don't like that. Sorry. I see. It was. Got a little greach on there. But when I would discuss some of the things that I'm doing now, some of the things I even wanted to do, I could just feel like, I just stopped feeling like I had to do life with people because I was related to them, connected to them. And it all happened in 2020. It was a shift in my mind. Like, you know what? I'm just going to have to be okay with being a villain. I'm going to have to be okay with them saying I'm acting funny, I'm acting weird. I'm just going to stop talking to you. Especially if when I talk to you, you got these little shady things, or I say something about positive about in terms of where I want to go with my life and what I believe God to do. Because sometimes people, it's not just jokes, it's people declarations over you. And I had to limit them. I really had to limit them because you know what? I'm going to tell you this. I don't care how much you believe in yourself. If you keep on hearing, girl, please, I want to see it happen. Okay. It's only so long before you actually start to believe that yourself. You know what? I ain't even going. So you need to limit some things in your life. You need to limit some people's access to you. And to this day, I have not changed that. I'm very adamant about the agency I have over my life. I was just telling a friend yesterday, like, I'll be 35 in November. I'm so grateful to God. Like, I'll be 35 in November. And I'm still having it like this pivotal shift in my life. Like, I love you, but I don't want to do life with you. And it's not because you're a bad person. I just don't think this is like, we don't align right now. And that does not mean that we won't ever be connected again. That does not mean but I'm like, I feel like I got so much agency over my life. Y'all, I feel like I'm in a playground playing. And I'm just trying stuff and I'm watching God respond to me try. That's for somebody this morning. But I was just trying stuff, right? I'm just reaching out. I'm just showing up. I'm just being consistent. I'm just following the meal plan. I'm just doing the things, right? And I'm watching the heavens respond to that. I got to be careful about what I'm doing. Like, I feel like I'm in the playground. I'm playing. And if you come up to me and I'm just minding my business, I'm going up and down this slide, right? I'm going up and down this slide. And you just come over here and kick me because you see me happy playing. I don't want to be a friend no more. I don't want to be a friend. I ain't resentful. I ain't mad. I don't want to play with you no more. And I feel like if we would see ourselves as children, we would make better decisions. Because you know what? Along the way, even in our childhood, right? Somebody has taught us that we no longer have agency. Somebody somebody convinced us that we had to deal with them because we related to them or we've been their friend for a long time. Or we got to talk to them while they talk about us and talk down on us. No. You don't. And I'm just like, I'm in a season of my life where I'm really taking inventory of the things. Like, I'm not going to say relationships. I'm talking about everything because I'm talking about me too. Inventory of how, Because, it's so easy for us this morning, even as I was showering, I'm like, Lord, I just thank you. I thank you for this day, because what I don't want to get in the habit of is coming to talk about him but never talk to him. It's true. It happens because you get into a routine. And if we're not careful, the things that we do can become performative, but it's not something that's happening in your personal life. That I don't want to get caught up in that kind of stuff, And it's so easy to do it. It is so easy to do it. And so, why am I here this morning? Yes, I want you to watch this episode of Friend Fusion with the one and only Jessica Harris Dupart. I'm here to tell you about the episode. I believe that it will change your life. I believe that. I pray for every conversation to be fruitful and impactful and to change somebody's life. That's what I believe. But ultimately, I want you to have a shift when you finish this conversation with me this morning, that you feel like I need to make some changes. The quality of your life is dependent upon the quality of your relationships. I want to say it every time I get on here. And if you are dealing with people, talking to people, conversing with people who have a limited view, right? They have not an objective view, a limited view. Because I don't want you to get confused. Because sometimes you need them friends to say, Trin, what have you considered? I love my friends like that. I love people that have an objective view, to help you really take things into consideration, to help you plan and see all the things, right? You need those people. Those are very necessary. Those are good friends. You need the friends that say, no, come back. Okay. I want to make sure I put that out there. That doesn't mean they're hating on you. Those friends that correct you, those friends that give you an objective perspective, those friends, does not mean they're hating on you. I'm talking about the people that when you finish with the quote unquote correction, you don't even feel good about yourself. I'm not talking about people that offer you perspective because they want you to do well, they want you to be successful. I'm talking about the people that want you to stop what you're doing so they can imitate what you're doing. Ooh, gotta come step on somebody's shoes this morning. And now because they have the bigger platform or the bigger this or the more notoriety, you gonna back off now, because now it looks like you copying them because you feel like they try to do it before you. You stop. The lesson is keep your business to yourself. I know, forgive them. And now you keep your business to yourself. You get it? And Lord, tell me who is safe to share this with. That's a whole thing. Lord, tell me who am I supposed to share? Who are my helpers? Reveal my helpers to me. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's not saying that you don't need help or you hide anything, but sometimes we can go tell our dreams to the wrong people. Joseph did it. You tell your dreams to the wrong people. And even though ultimately God shifted his life, right? I think this is in Genesis 45. Starts in Genesis 44, I think. 38. I think I'm wrong. I think it's 38. And God ultimately just shifted Joseph's life, right? He ended up from being in the palace. He went to prison and all these things. His brother son went to slavery. All these things. You got to be careful sharing your dreams with people. Yes, God is going to meet you there. Yes, God is going to be in it with you. But there are some things that you don't even have to go through if you ask God to increase your discernment. That is a message this morning. If you would just ask God to increase your discernment. I know that it's your best friend. I know that it's your mom. I know that it's your cousin, your long-term friend, your mother-in-law, your father, your sister, whoever. I know that you connected to these people and you feel like, good morning, you feel like, that you have to share a certain thing with them and you don't. And it does not mean that you're hiding it. But I am so, with the things and the thoughts and the ideas and the gifts that God has given me, I have to be protective of them because I want to be able to release them to the world in the way that he wants me to. And I want to be able to do it with limited distraction. And a lot of times we bring on our own distractions. You know what I mean? You bring on your own distractions. And I spoke about this yesterday. I'm going to get off because the show about to come on. Y'all see me checking for the watch I don't have. I just realized, but I know it's about to come on. Yeah, 5 minutes. Yesterday I posted about sometimes when we think that we're proving that we're better, we're actually just proving that we're better because we get caught up in performing, right? We want everybody to know that we've left, that we've moved on from, that we're grieving. Because let's be honest, right? We're grieving the relationship. We want them to know that we're better, but ultimately we end up proving that we're better because we're making decisions so that they can see that we don't need them. so that they can see that we got it, that they can see that our lives are better instead of just moving on. And so, even in this conversation with Judy today, we talk about these things, right? And how important it is to stay grounded in who you are. And just understanding that losses come with wins. There's nobody who wins a world championship who does not first experience a loss. Yes, sometimes we have sweeps, but a lot of times we just don't, right? And in real life, we ain't gonna always have some sweeps. We're gonna learn some things along the way, and they come through losses. The lessons come through sometimes relationships, sometimes the lessons come through bad financial decisions, sometimes the lessons come through trusting the wrong people, sometimes the lessons come through releasing things before it's time. Sometimes the lessons come through betrayal. Sometimes the lessons come through us trying to prove that we were well when we were not. And so, my challenge to you today is not to be trying to prove it. Don't make your payback personal. Okay? It is not the proof, it is the byproduct of you saying, I'm going to trust God with this. With this pain, with this heartbreak. You understand what I'm saying? Friend, I got this sweatshirt some years ago from, I don't know if it was Fashion Nova or Shein, somebody. But I'm a 90s baby. I was born November 1990. And I had to grab it when I seen it. I don't know if it was one of them sites like that. I just seen it as I was scrolling and I was like, yep. It may even have been Boohoo, I think, one of those sites like that. Like, I don't know, try friend, I don't know. But yeah, so with this being said, I hope that you have in mind today that this is a challenge to be better, not bitter, like really better. And your better looks like moving on. Your better looks like forgiving. Your better looks like not trying to prove anything. Because you know what? God gonna speak for you, and He's gonna. And listen, let me just tell you this: God will not just speak for you. Is going to give you justice. Okay, God is going to give you justice, and I feel like once you watch this episode this morning, that you won't just have revelation, but you will also have tools to apply to your life today to help you see a different outcome. Like I said, Jessica sold 3 miracle drops the first month she's released it, and now she sold millions. And I had to get her to Friend Fusion to share this testimony to even my community of friends because I just believe in the power of impact and I don't want you to miss it. So right now, patreon.com/YourFriendTrin, patreon.com/YourFriendTrin. I have it pinned on Instagram. If you're on TikTok, patreon.com/YourFriendTrin. If you're on YouTube, patreon.com/YourFriendTrin. Come watch this episode. I'm telling you, friend, your life will be changed today. It is a fruitful conversation. Every conversation on Friend Fusion is fruitful. And if so happen you decide I don't want to do Patreon, you can do YouTube. I have so many great newer episodes over there. So y'all go to YouTube, youtube.com/YourFriendTrin as well. You can type in Friend Fusion now. You can type in Your Friend Trend, and you'll find newer episodes there. You'll find something to help you along your journey. I love y'all. I appreciate you guys so much. I'm so excited to share this episode with y'all. I'm getting off now because I got to go be with my friends in the friend zone, and I want you to be a part of it. So again, patreon.com/YourFriendTrin. Bye. See y'all later. Love y'all. Have a great day.